All right. We are already. Good morning, everyone. We're already on the farm here, and today I really want to talk to you on land preparation for dry season maize farming. I want you to know that farming can be done all year round. Uh, during the reason why we have most farmers concentrating on rain-fed farming, that is farming during the rainy season, is just the unavailability of water during the dry season. But if you can actually make the conditions, every conditions needed for farming available, you can farm any time of the year. And you can actually see the latest development in the world of agriculture, that is the use of greenhouses. So that can even make you farm where you don't have land, or farm very close to you in urban centers. All you just need to do is make all the conditions available. But here, this here is an open field maize farming, as an which we want to use as example. On those farm, you can see there is a proper layout already. I will note all the points one after the other. You can see the farm all across, and at this stage the maize has been planted already. We are only expecting germination. Now, before we get to this stage, what has been done for this land to be fit for maize planting? What are those things that has been done? Number one thing is site selection. When you are ready to farm, generally farming not only maize this time around, you must select your site. Not everywhere will be good for your crop, and you may need to carry out some soil tests, uh, either the simple one or the complex one. It depends on how much you want to do. If you really want to invest so much in it, you won't want to risk your investment, so you may need to do a more precise soil test. And after you have actually confirmed from the soil test that the land is good for your maize, then the next thing you do is land preparation. Then you move to the site. You By the time you get to the site, you may have some trees which you will need to fall. You may have some shrubs which you will need to clear. You may have some grasses which you will need to clear. Clearing of grasses with herbicides during dry season may not be effective because of the moisture content in the soil. You may need to actually use a mechanized form of clearing the grasses. Either you use a manner, that is if it's on a small scale, but if it's on a large scale, you may need a mechanized form of clearing the land, maybe through the use of tractor, or in some parts of the country where they actually use animal drawn plow. That is, they attach the plow to maybe animals such as cattle or donkey, to actually help them draw the plow and clear the land. After the land has been cleared of grasses, the next thing is layouting. What do we mean by layouting? You have to set the way your farm will be placed, the orientation of your farm. Where are you starting the planting from, and where are you ending it? How are your plants going to stand? Then you need a peg, just as you can see there. The pegs over there is what we use in the layouting. We need to lay out. So we use the peg in measurement. Now, the measurement of maize we want to have, the distance we want to have from one row to the other, is what this peg is showing. And you can see that in in various specification of maize spacing. That is the 25 centimeter by 75 centimeter, or when you are going by 30 centimeter by 60 centimeter. So it depends on how you want to space your maize. We have used that for spacing, and as you can see, the distance from one row of the maize to another row of the maize. After you have done the layouting will help you to know where your bed will be, because your bed is for the maize. So from there, we've been able to construct and actually till the part we want to put our maize, so that the soil will be soft, a kind of harrowing to make the soil soft and make the soil succulent, so that it will aid the penetration of the roots of our maize. Our maize will not need to suffer. You know the ground is hard already, to make that side a bit soft. And there are other benefits to that. After that has been done, we have been able to construct our ridges or beds through the layouting activities we have done. Then the next thing we need to do is, that is number 3, which is very important. As you can see here, I told you what doesn't make farmers plant during dry season is the inavailability of water. Now we have to make water available on our farm, and it's the installation of irrigation. As you can see on this farm, we are making use of drip irrigation system. Drip irrigation system, getting water across to our farm in such a way that we have them coming out from a pipe. As you can see, they're dripping and the ground is wet. We don't need to flood and waste water on the whole of our farm. It's water management. Only where our plants will be what? Will be wet and will be watered, and our plant will have water. All those parts we don't have plants, so we don't need to waste water on them. And that is the advantage of drip irrigation over flood irrigation. There are other forms of irrigation which you can use. Your pocket may actually be the deciding factor there. In the area of flood irrigation, you just open a source of water into your farm, and the whole farm just get flooded, everywhere get watered, and your plants will have access to water. But what we have here is drip irrigation, so we are able to establish the drip irrigation, the hose, um and everything like that. And more information on drip irrigation system will be given to you when we are actually dealing with the system. After you have established your drip irrigation system, the next thing is to fertilize your soil before planting again, so that when your plants, the latest development in farming now is that we make nutrients readily available in soil even before we give our plants. A child that is always hungry before being fed, we will not be healthy. Will not be healthy, and you're going to see some deficiency symptom on the child. But a child that is always being fed will always grow well, because the nutrient is already in the body. At every point in time the body needs the nutrient, it gets it. Now back to the farming. We have to fertilize our land, and on this farm we are actually using um organic manure. We using organic manure 100%. And some of you will be like, an organic manure 100% be as effective as the chemical fertilizer, the inorganic fertilizer? Yes. As you can see our results on the other farm there, very close to us, the other one there, we may get close for you to see the result. You see how the maize are actually doing later. You can see them at the back, they're doing well, and it's purely organic on manure. And now we apply on the space where, as we have noted, the space where we will plant our maize. We don't need to spread the whole manure like that. We've noted the space where we plant our maize, so we get our composted manure. You can see on this farm we already have a stock of our composted manure available here. We always have them. Come here, once we have them, we get them close to the farm. You can see they've been composted, they are not that wet. It's not good to apply um fresh manure to your crop, fresh livestock manure. It's not good. It can actually burn your plant. It still contains nutrient, and it will be ash to your plant. So the best way is you get your manure composted. And some of you that are already following me, or I've once talked about making manure tea from your manure. Making manure tea from your manure. There are various ways you can actually um transform your manure and make them friendly to your crops. So we already have them. We now place them where we want to plant our crops, where we want to plant our maize. Our maize, in this case, you can see the way we spread them, and nutrients are there already. So after we have done this, and the water, the water is already running even before planting. It's already dripping, and the manure has actually mixed well with the soil. Then we come to plant our maize. That is the next step, planting. Remember, first is site selection, second is land clearing, third is layouting, fourth is what, the pre-planting fertilization of the land, which where we applied manure. And now the fifth step, the fifth action, is the planting of the maize itself. And that is what we have just done, the planting of the maize. And as you can see, I saw something here, one of the maize actually outside. So you can see outside, so try to cover it up with the soil, try to cover it up with the soil. So the maize, you plant them, you've already done the row spacing. So while planting, you plant them where you have marked during the layouting, where the water will be close enough to them. This maize has been planted, and in few days time now we see them sprouting. In few days time now we see them sprouting. And you can see on this farm, we manage water well. We don't waste our resources. And you making use of the manure as well. The manure is from our poultry. Making use of the manure, we also grow crops without using poisonous chemical. Organic, purely organic. By the time it gets to controlling pests too, we will be using organic pesticides to control our pests. And when it comes to fungicides too, and plant biostimulants, everything will be organic, and you will see them doing very well. So planting during dry season is actually possible, and it is profitable. Advice to farmers: it is profitable if you can actually go into it, because during the dry season, it's not everyone that will be farming, and that means the supply of such crop, most especially the fresh one, will be scarce in the market. And one thing about scarcity, it makes the price good, and you actually make more from farming. You can see they've been planted already, just as we said. From what we have actually covered now is from the site itself, site selection, when it is still bushy. You have trees, you have whole lot of things, till the planting. Then later on we talk about after it has germinated, how you tend to apply more fertilizer at the interval of 2 weeks. 2 weeks, like that. And you can see, it seems some animals are already coming to come and have them out, cover. But they cannot eat the maize, because this is an hybrid and well treated seed, the corn. It has been well treated. So by even if they open it up and they get to it, they will not be able to devour it, because of the way it has been coated. It has been coated will actually deter them off. It's a form of pesticide on them, and you can see. Now, to where we have our water being supplied, you see this major pipe, this major one here, this major one here, leads to the water source. So as the water flows through it, we have these smaller ones which collect it here. I will try to make the irrigation system explanation as simple as possible, so that every farmer can understand. I won't be using all these our big terms. So you can see this smaller pipe that runs on your farm, that gives water to your soil where your plants can get them, connected to this major source coming from connected to this source, this pipe coming from the major source of water. like that. As simple as that. So thank you so much. No farmer, no nation. So we need more food production. Our eating is not seasonal. So our production of crop as well, which is the source of our food, should not be seasonal. We can actually plant all around the year. We can produce all around the year. All we need to do is have the right knowledge to make the condition necessary available. Tell them to share the video. And when you have a knowledge and you don't share, you are actually doing yourself more harm, because such a knowledge will just go into extinction. The best way is you share knowledge. When you have something, uh, it's the onus is on you to get it across. You love your neighbor as yourself, you transfer it. So I implore you, if you have gotten this and it has actually benefited you, you've gained from it, please try as much as possible to share this content. And you can always follow Voice of the Farmer for more great content and more benefits. And also, you follow Agro Optimizer. At Agro Optimizer, let me tell you a bit about Agro Optimizer. At Agro Optimizer, all we do is helping farmers increase their productivity and profit. Helping farmers increase their productivity and profit. How do we achieve this? Through our training and agro extension services. We diffuse information, we transfer knowledge that will make farmers produce more to them. We transfer skills that will make farmers produce more to them. Through our advisory and consultancy services, we give recommendation and solution to whatever farmers problem could be on the farm. When they contact us, we advise them, we give them solution, we give them what to do. If it is pest problem, if it is soil problem, whichever problem, through our advisory and consultancy service, we render we profile solution to their problem. And through our um, other agro allied services, we just make sure farmers productivity increases. Farmers productivity increases, that is, you get more from what you are doing, making farming lucrative, and you make more money from farming. So you can also follow Agro Optimizer on all their social media platform for more information, more knowledge transfer, and God bless us all. No farmer, no nation. Are we good to go? How is it?